All good storytelling for films or vlogs comes down to scene building. This is fundamental to all kinds of filming. There are different kinds of vloggers out there that exist, ones that don't understand this and just shoot haphazardly while they travel, and ones that know this and build scenes to construct a narrative. These are the most compelling types of vlogs because what you're watching isn't just a series of random events, they build to something and keep the viewer engaged. Before we start, I've left a bunch of vlogging tips to improve your vlogs practically on your Samsung Galaxy device at the end of this video, just as a bonus. So stick around for that. Bam. Look how nice this looks, damn. On that note, no pun intended, I've partnered with Samsung to bring you content around how to turn your Samsung S10 Plus or Note 10 into a powerful content creation device. Check the cards in the right-hand corner of this video to see the playlist of all the content that we've been producing so far, and make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to make sure that you are taking your content seriously, especially if you are a content creator that uses their mobile device. When filming with a traditional camera, you use different lenses that create different looks to achieve different narrative decisions. For films and bigger productions, you have the time to change lenses and prepare for shots so the gear can afford to be bulky and cumbersome. When you're vlogging, however, and you're on the go, it's a lot harder to carry around a massive film rig because you have to be able to film when the moment strikes and be able to use the right lens at any given time, especially you might be, I don't know, in an airport or something where a phone is more acceptable and a huge camera rig isn't. Hence why vlogging on a phone is such a powerful device. Samsung have included 3 lenses in the Note 10 Plus and the S10 Plus: a telephoto lens, an ultra-wide lens, and a zoom lens. They're always there without you having to switch out huge pieces of glass on your camera to suit your shot, and each of them has the power to help you tell an exciting story if you know what's appropriate at any given time. The wide-angle lens. The ultra-wide angle lens is 123 degrees wide and captures way more in the shot laterally than any of the other lenses on the device. This lens is great for establishing the story with opening shots called establishing shots. These are shots that traditionally open a scene, like what apartment, what city, what country is the scene happening. You might have seen this in TV shows like Friends. They usually do like a wide of Central Perk, the coffee shop. Or Casey Neistat, for instance, was famous for his sprawling time lapses of New York and the drone shots of the city that kicked his vlogs off. These are more than just beauty shots or just flexing creative competence with the camera. They also allow Casey to introduce the viewer to where he's from, where the videos are being filmed, and provided context for us before we even start getting into the main content of the video. This is great for us subconsciously as viewers. This doesn't only have to happen at the beginning of the video, this can happen in any environment that needs context within a video. The height of a mountain on a hike, the size of a crowd at a concert, or vice versa if you want to contrast being small in a huge space, or the magnificence of a sunset if that's where you are locationally. Just remember that just filming up close can be a little confusing if people don't know where you are. The telephoto lens, or standard lens on the Note 10 Plus, is a lens that would generally replace a 24mm in a kit. It's a great all-rounder and usually used as your default go-to lens. This is the lens you'd probably use after the wide for getting a little tighter in your subjects. It also has the best low light on the phone, so make sure this is selected when shooting in low light environments. If you're addressing the camera or filming medium shots, this is a great camera to use if you're not using the front-facing camera for addressing the audience. The zoom lens is a tight lens that can be used in a couple of scenarios. The first case is the most obvious. You film things further away from you, of course, right? It's incredible that Samsung have included it because digital cameras that don't have lenses that are essentially optical lenses use a digital zoom, which has terrible distortion and artifacting. You don't want any of that. Using the zoom lens means that you can get closer to your subjects that are further away, or you can use the lens for overlays when you're talking about something. For instance, if you're talking about a subject, do your whole delivery to camera without cutting away and get the footage of the subject to cut away from while you're talking. These in television and broadcast terminology are called cutaways or overlays and can really easily break up when you're cutting and focus the subject matter on what you're talking about. The second way to use a zoom lens is as a hacked macro bokeh lens similar to a 50mm. I've made a whole video about that and I'll link that in the cards in the video and check out in the description below. It's a very helpful video in understanding how you can use the lens productively. These shots can also be used as cutaways, or if you'd like to achieve a couple of beautiful shots for a montage. Because these shots are more intimate, it's great for an emotive high in your video, or something that caps the video off at the end, for instance. The front-facing camera is one that usually should only be used for addressing the camera. It's more than great on the S10 and the Note 10 Plus because it can film up to 4K at 30 FPS. In fact, it's the camera that I'm using right now to film this video, so you can see the quality for yourself, but we'll downscale it to 1080p. And although I use a lot of other studio cameras in my setup, I use this front-facing camera a lot when I'm shooting on green screen because the colors are vibrant, the greens pop, it's easier to key, and it's such high quality, especially if you are pre-lighting your environment. It's a 4K front-facing camera. Like, I mean, welcome 2019. So that pretty much wraps it up on how to use these cameras to tell a very exciting story when you are creating a vlog. To make an excellent vlog requires some thought process and some kind of narrative storytelling, and the cameras are there to help aid you to do that. And I highly recommend leaning into that because that's how you're gonna make a really effective video. It turns a good vlog into a great vlog. And before we go, here's a couple of quick fire tips for vlogging on your phones. Number one, cup your hand around the mic to face you. This will block out any external noises that are coming from outside of this, and also direct your voice into the microphone so that the audio is a lot clearer. Number two, look at the lens and not the preview window. So the whole screen would be the preview window, the lens is situated over here. This will mean that your eye line is actually going directly to your audience and not looking off to the side, which can make it look like you're actually not making any kind of eye contact with your audience. It's a very simple thing, but practice it, it makes a big difference. Number three, try vlogging with the rear camera at the end and practice it. I know it's a little bit challenging, but it does produce a better quality video, especially in a lot of low light environments, and being able to whip out your camera and film that way will not only prevent you from looking into this preview window, but it will also get you to practice using your eye line over here, and then obviously you can try use the wide angle lens and so on. I've actually even taken a couple of selfies using the wide angle on the back in certain environments like a plane because it's more effective than the front facing camera. Number four, shoot more than you think. You'll need it for cutaways and you'll capture more moments. Trust me, it's worth it. Also, the hard drive on both the S10 and the Note are really big, but also if you have a Samsung device, download Degoo, D-E-G-O-O. I'll put a link on the screen over here. That is an amazing cloud storage app that Samsung have, and you can just upload your footage to it automatically, which means that you can free up space on your local device to allow you to shoot more. And number five, lastly, edit on your Samsung Galaxy Note device. I'll be doing a video on Adobe Rush in the series, which has a great deal with Samsung, and we'll go into in-depth on that video. But check out, if you guys have got a Samsung device, go to the Galaxy Store, download Adobe Rush, and you're set, really. I'll do a whole video on that. Thank you so much for watching. If there are any tips that you'd like to add, drop them in the comments below. Check out the rest of this of the series in the cards and in the description, and stay subscribed for more. I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.